Okay, we are at the middle adit, and the lower stuff's way down there. We had to hike from beyond the other side of the ridge to get up here. There's a small trestle. Looks like they had a tram system starting from this adit. There's a large blower down there. We'll check that out in more detail in a second. And then the adit is over here. All right, here's the adit up close. You can see this looks like a kind of an ore chute right in the portal there, with a bunch of weird timber above it. Tram cables on top of that. There's a tiny collapse, and then tunnel continues in hard rock past it. Okay, so just inside the portal is this door, old wooden door. Has a interesting wooden latch on it as well. I'll show up close, but pretty cool to see that. So we'll head past the door and into the mine. So that's the latch. Got some hinges, and then tunnel continues beyond this. So we'll go on and check it. Okay, right inside, past the door. You can see rails on the ground there. And a lot of cold air blowing through this thing. Feels very nice on a 85-degree day in the desert. Okay, so here's a junction. Split rails. Something going off to the left that looks pretty short. Got an ore chute up ahead, and then the rails continue to the right as well. It looks like there's another ore chute that way. I will go to the right first. Seems to be a lot of air coming out this way. Something off to the left. This is an ore chute, and it has the ore tally board on it. And then the ceiling above us is timbered for the chute. I'll stick to the right and check this way. Yet another chute. That's a dead end cutout area. Notice the vein of some sort of copper sulfide, looks like. That's pretty cool. This chute coming down, the overhead's timbered, so there must be some stopes above us. You can see more of this blue-green colored rock here as well. Okay, so now we have another decision to make. You can go left or right. Both have rails. Since we've been going right, we'll continue with that trend and go this way. Alright, so we're gonna go right again. There's a carved out area here. Nothing much though. There's a hanging wall above us that's perfectly flat, which is kind of interesting. And then continuing onward, looks like there's something going on up here. Got another doorway. Okay, so here's this doorway, second doorway I should say. And beyond the doorway is a large room with a hoist and some other declines and winzes and whatnot. This is a gas hoist. It's a Fairbanks Morse gas hoist. It's missing some parts, missing the gas engine, but still very cool to see. This flywheel is about 4 feet, maybe 5 feet diameter. And on the other side is a ladder going up into a stope. Now, it looks like they had a horse swim in here too. That's what we concluded. But it's kind of been dismantled, it looks like. And down here is a decline. I think this is also a piece of the horse swim. And then beyond, the tunnel continues back. Here's another shot of the hoist room. We're actually not entirely sure which winds this hoist serviced, but the cable goes over here. And this winds isn't too significant, so it drops down about 20 feet. So I'm not sure if they really needed that big of a hoist for that tiny winds, but maybe there's something we don't know. Anyways, I'll take a closer look at the hoist and probably go check out some of these winzes. I don't know what these are, but they look like they're packed with like a powder or something. I don't know what those are. Some sort of board there, maybe there's a sign or something. Okay, so we're gonna complete this level before we go up or down. So that's back toward the hoist room. And we're just gonna check off all these other junctions that we saw earlier. So remember that chute. And there's this junction off here to the left. This looks like it just goes to an ore pass. Yeah. Tell you what though, there's quite a bit of air coming out of that, I think. So it looks a little tough to get down, but there might be another way. Alright, so let's go find another junction. That one's a dead end. Okay, so here's another chute. Remember that from earlier? We'll go to the right here. Okay, so we'll walk down this drift. Yes. And there's a stope going up. So I'm just gonna finish this level before we go up there. So we'll get to that in a minute. And this way is a dead end. So head back out again. And we will take this straight shot, which goes to an ore chute. So ore chute with some debris that's fallen down. This is a little tight, so I'm going to turn off the camera and meet you guys on the other side. Okay, so I just came over that collapse, and unfortunately this just goes back to a face, and the tunnel terminates here. So I think there's one more branch we can take, and then we'll start ascending and descending to different levels. That's back toward the portal. That's the chute dead end junction. Over there is toward the hoist room. Now, this way looks like just a backfilled dead end. Yeah, I'm not gonna climb up there. That's just a dead end. So we will start ascending and descending to different levels of the mine now. See what we can find. Okay, so we're on this intermediate level, lower than the adit we entered. And I'm actually starting from the back here. This is the face of this level. There's a cutout area to the right as well, which terminates. And then right here is a drill column used to support the very, very heavy drills that we're using down here. So if we turn around, this is back toward where we came in on this level, actually. There's an ore chute here, and the tunnel continues onward as far as we can see. Okay, so again, we're working our way backwards in here toward where we came in on. So this is just a, looks like a crosscut for haulage. Not much mineralization, just a bit here though. And bending off to the right. And we have another ore chute here. This one's kind of collapsed, a little rotted. But it's actually open. And then that's kind of cool. You can see it going all the way up there to the stopes. So there's that ore chute. And if we continue, still going backwards, away from the face. More cross-cutting, continuing around the bend here. And there is the centerpiece of this level. It's a front-tipping ore car. You can see the lock mechanism there to prevent it from tipping. Next to it's a chute. This is where we came down, actually, right behind this chute. And the car's empty. It's a pretty big sized ore car. It's riveted. And beyond are some rails that go into an ore pass. Okay, so this is a front tipping car. Right now I have the stop lock engaged there, but this door would have pivoted when the car tipped and the ore would have come out this side here. You can actually see grease in the wheels. And this thing rolls really smoothly. And on the back here, unfortunately, the nameplate is gone, so we can't know for sure who manufactured this. But there's a coupling and the locking mechanism, and that's about it. Okay, so this is where we came down. There's ladders and a chute. We moved the ore car back where we found it, deeper inside the drift. But yeah, this is the chute. There's some gobbing, which is stacked rock, some waste timber. Bit of interesting geology in here as well. And then the only other thing on this level that we haven't seen yet is this chute, which we believe goes all the way down to the lowest level of the mine, which is a good 300 feet below us. The reason we think this is there's a ton of air flowing through this chute, and it feels to me like it's getting sucked down the chute. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell. But there's certainly airflow going down there, and the only openings that are below us are the lower level. So we will likely see the bottom of that chute momentarily. For now, I'm going to climb back up there and visit some of the other areas that we have yet to see. Okay, so this is looking up a decline. Notice these boards with the like tie rods sticking out of them. So we're fairly certain that this was the decline that was serviced by the hoist up there, and they probably had rollers, or these had something to do with keeping the cable from contacting the rock. And then this is the manway we came down to see that lower level, and then on the left is the chute. So I'll just show you guys going up this. Again, I'm kind of working my way backwards in this one. Yeah. A lot of blue everywhere. So that's up toward the hoist. To the right here are some stopes. Most of this area is filled with waste material. And that's back down toward the ore car. So you can see a lot of blue in here. That whole area is a stope with some backfill, not much else. One last time, this is the ladder that we came down to get to the decline. Oh cool, look at that, there's a Mortality Board right there. I didn't notice that the first time I went down this. So they'd use that to track loads of ore. And that's looking down. So I'm gonna climb up this ladder and to the main level. Okay, so that's the hoist room down there. The ladder we just came up on. And then we are in a stope now. So we'll head up here. I've already been up here, and some interesting features up here. So coming around the corner, you enter in this really big room. There's this retaining wall here, and then we'll get up on that ledge. These are all dead ends or ore passes. Okay, so we're climbing up. Pretty big stope. Okay, so kind of at the topmost point that you can walk to. There's a ladder going up here to a very sketchy looking platform, to another ladder, to another stope. And that's where we came from, way down there. That retaining wall is like 8 or 9 feet tall. Shows you how big this stope is. Those are ore passes, and that's a dead end. But kind of cool to see a stope this size.